Hello, everyone here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 on Arkansas 4X here. And since last episode, we've been working on harvesting rice here. We're on to our third and last field here. I was hoping to actually maybe have this finished here by this episode, but we're close. We got, I don't know, maybe a third of this field left here yet. So we're making pretty good progress. This is the second of the two fields here on field 22. So, last episode, we're working on field 20, knocked that one out, moved on to the first of field 22's fields, and then, like I said, we're now on to the second one here. And, yeah, hopefully we'll finish this up here this episode, or either that be really, really close. I was looking to see if I could, like, maybe fast forward time here to the next day, and we can continue the harvest here next day, Evan. But, unfortunately, when it comes to rice here, if we look at our calendar, there is one planting day, and there is one harvest day. So if I fast forward time of it, our rice is going to wither, and I'd rather not have that happen if we can help it. So we're going to continue harvesting rice here this episode, and then hopefully next episode, well, let's see, what's our next episode we have? What actually do we have left yet? I think we got sugar beets, right? Field 17. Oh, wrong way. So yeah, field 17 sugar beets. We got soybeans on 65, 18, and 19. And is that it? I think that's actually it, isn't it? I thought we had more than that, but no. Okay, sugar beets and soybeans, which, again, I'm planning on wrapping up this map here this week. So hopefully we can maybe actually finish the harvest. We'll see once we'll probably at least come really close, I would think. Reminder again, doing the math in my head, we got 2 episodes left after this one, I believe. I think it's 2 episodes, if I'm counting right. So this episode and then 2 more after it. So yeah, that leaves maybe 1 episode to harvest some sugar beets and 1 episode for some soybeans. I don't know. I mean, maybe that might be a little tight thinking about that, because it wouldn't surprise me if it takes us 2 episodes to harvest the sugar beets, because someone planted that on a really big field. Like field 17. Oh my. It's not as big as maybe 16 here, but 17 is no slouch either. Let's put it that way. So anyway, got the grain cart still running here yet. Of course, the John Deere 8RX, their same cart, and then I did up it to 2 trucks, just to kind of speed up the process here a little bit. The problem, I guess if you want to call it a problem, with auto drive, everyone, auto drive, if it cannot fully unload, it'll just sit there and wait for the truck to come back. Which works, nothing necessarily wrong with that, but if you want to keep the process moving a little bit quicker, having a second truck, so once the first truck is full, the second truck can just pull up, and then the grain cart can finish unloading, and then the grain cart, auto drive on the grain cart here, can just continue on back to the field. Otherwise, problem, of course, everyone, the grain cart's stuck over there waiting for the truck to come back, and next thing you know, you're full in the combine. It's like, well, where's the grain cart? Oh, he's waiting for the truck to get back so he can unload, and like, oh boy. So yeah, second truck definitely speeds up that process. You really don't. Well, I guess you could do another grain cart too. I guess 1 truck, 2 grain carts. That might alleviate the problem. I guess that's another way of doing it. Although a truck and trailer are cheaper than another tractor and a grain cart, so 2 trucks probably definitely the better way of doing it. Running the Demco 850 there. And of course for the combine, we're still running our old trusty John Deere S770 here with the 35-foot head, the RDF 35 HydroFlex. 58.5 hours on this combine. Really not that much of it. Not really that much compared to, I think, a lot of videos or a lot of maps I play on. I usually put more hours on the combine than this. But, and for that matter too, we've had this combine for this entire map. We haven't actually upgraded. Again, I mean, we kind of focused on a lot of other crops. One of the other crops, of course, actually being the rice here, right? Doing rice, doing potatoes, sugar beets. So again, we'll have to see what's next map, everyone. Maybe we'll have to look at doing some other crops yet. I do have some. Oh, and I should have put the pipe out. Okay, that's my fault. Whoops. Well, grain cart's right there, so hopefully it won't take too long. But we'll have to see once, depending on the map, Evan. Maybe we'll look at doing some other crops. I do have some other stuff I'd like to do yet as well. We haven't done sugar cane. We haven't done sugar cane in a while. I'm not saying we're going to do that on the next map, by the way. It's going to depend on the map, which I have not picked out another map yet. So really need to, probably need to look into doing that. One of the maps in the contest, if you will, or in the lookings, is a Giants' new map here, the DLC map. I'm not sure if we'll do that one yet or not. I'm looking at it, it's like, it's a DLC map. I usually tend to play on them, so we'll see once. And then let's see, looking at our crops here, what else do we got? We could get into grapes and stuff. That is actually something, if I remember correctly, I don't think I have ever actually done grapes or what's the other one? Olives. Grapes or olives. I have not done either one of those on my YouTube videos that I can remember. I could be wrong. Maybe my channel historian will have to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I don't believe we have ever done grapes or olives. Now, I have done grapes and olives. Just to be clear, we have done them. Just I don't believe I've done them on a single player video on YouTube here. Pipe away here. Is the grain cart full? He must be full, because he's off to the races over there. Yeah, just say grapes and olives. That one, they take some time, right? And some expensive equipment to harvest and plant and all that good stuff. Let's see what else. Yeah, carrots. We're never gonna do carrots. I think we've talked about that before, and that's never. Same thing for parsnips. Never. Poplar, maybe. We haven't done poplar in a while. And we haven't done sugar cane in a while. So those are kind of the two I was looking at. Also, again, turn around. Maybe that might help. Maybe doing some corn chopping at some point as well. Those are kind of the two ideas I have in my head here at the moment. So, again, not saying those are going to be next, everyone. Just at some point, those are on the docket. Kind of depending on the map, right? If it feels like a good map for chopping corn, we'll chop corn. If it feels like a good map for maybe doing some sugar cane, we'll do some sugar cane. And then we'll, of course, probably do some regular crops here as well. Mixing a few regular crops in. Kind of like what we did on this map here, everyone. We got, we got some soybeans. We had some oats over here. But then we have sugar beets, potatoes, and rice. And speaking of the rice, by the way, and again, we are just straight selling the rice here at this point. Yes, I could probably take it to the grain mill. And what's the name of the other one here? I always forget the name of the other place. Canning factory. We could take it to the canning factory there as well. But again, we're wrapping up the map, everyone, so it's like, might as well just straight sell it. We're never going to get our money back out of the canning factory or the grain mill in, a couple of days of recording, so. Speaking of which, by the way, if we check our finances here, I'm actually kind of curious. I was going to do this here for our potatoes, and I completely forgot. How much money did we make on potatoes? Wow, the month of August, we did not make any money, apparently. We apparently went minus 1.1, let's call it 1.2. Minus $1.2 million. Ooh, that's the wrong way. We like seeing these numbers, plus 158, plus 149, plus 201, plus 672. There we go. Yeah, turn around a minute. So, yes, how much money do you folks think we made off the potatoes? Here again is the field, by the way. Field 16. Keep minus $1.2 million there, so that potato harvest definitely did not pay for itself. Okay, back to the finances here. Where's our number? Hey, there we go. So harvest income, everyone, from that potato field, and that should have been, I believe, the only thing that was harvested there that month. Let's see, what was July? Was that the oats, maybe? I think the oats went in storage, so that's not oats. Let's see, where is... Am I missing it? Oh, did the oats... Oh, there they are. I was going to say, yeah. Okay, I think, the oats went into storage, everyone, so that is not the oats. So I'm not sure what the 121 is there, but the 1.5 million, that should be potatoes, and then we're up to almost 600,000 here on our rice. But yeah, definitely, by the field here, I think you got to give it to the potatoes, everyone. I mean... 1.5 million off that field. That does mean, if we were to do this one more time, everyone, We could have actually probably paid off all the equipment we bought for that. We'd have to harvest the field twice, right? Or I could have just stuck with the one harvester, and we probably would have been like positive 1.5 million. Actually, yeah, we should have been positive 1.5 million because we wouldn't have spent any other money. We already owned the potato harvester, and we already owned the cart and the tractor pulling it. But when you buy 3 more harvesters at, what was it, like $750,000 a pop, and then added another grain cart, and then another like $750,000 tractor, yeah, it adds up. Another $83,000 in rice, not too shabby. That grain cart's on its way back here. Yep, so he just finished, or that. Yeah, no, it looks like he just finished. Perfect. Probably still going to be a little delayed coming back. Might be waiting a minute. That being said, it looks like we actually might finish the field here this episode. Maybe, anyway. I'm on grain cart. Well, waiting for the grain cart here. Just a reminder, if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. As always, if you like the video, click that thumbs up icon there as well. And if you'd like to join us on our multiplayer servers, you can find our multiplayer server information down below in the description there. Again, anyone is welcome to join as long as you can play nicely, follow the rules. I was like, whoa, what's he doing there? That's actually a good question. What is he doing there? No idea. Like, looked like he was lined up pretty good. All you had to do is keep driving straight. Then he's doing some sort of drunken backwards dance here now, I guess. I don't know. I was just going to sit there. Don't know what auto drive does sometimes. It's weird because auto drive, sometimes it'll just pull right up, do a nice little circle around, and boom, right under the combine. Other times it does this song and dance and drives around in circles and yeah, what in the world? I'm stationary, like I'm not moving here, so what's the problem, right? Speaking of what, don't move while you're unloading here, because yeah, if you're stopped while unloading that one, auto drive does not appreciate it if you move even slightly. Auto drive's like, nope, I'm out of here. Which again, kind of annoying, but is what it is. Getting auto drive to unload on the go can be a little difficult at times. Although, with that being said, we've actually had some, I don't want to say good success, but we've had some success with that here in 25. More success than I probably have had in any other version of Farming Simulator here so far. The one thing to keep in mind with auto drive unloading on the go, it will only unload on the go if the pipe is not overcropped. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And then, too, if you already stopped them, you can't just start going again. Auto drive will be like, nope, not doing that. You'll be denied. We, by the way, are not joined by the boss baby here today. Probably noticed the absence of the sound effects. She's, we'll have to call her the sound effect crew here, right? She's over destroying Grandpa and Grandma's house. I mean, playing with Grandpa and Grandma. Speaking of the boss baby, by the way, if you'd like to see more of me and the boss baby, you can follow us over on Twitch. Again, we do a live stream Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Usually try to aim for around the 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone there. again, as I've mentioned before, it kind of depends on when the boss baby has to go to bed. If she's up and joining us, we usually try to start at 8. If we got to put her to bed before live stream, and then it might be a little bit later, maybe quarter after 8, 8:30, before we can actually start the live stream, just because, again, she's got to go to bed, so. But if she can join us, she usually likes to join us there. And then, yes, you can hear more of the banter on like I said, the boss baby. And whatever else we get into as far as topics are concerned. We cover all the topics. Politics? You bet. Of course we do, Evan. Why not? It's always fun to talk about. Everyone enjoys talking about politics. And science, you name it. We talk about it. What's in the news? You bet. Okay, and I know we don't normally talk about this on this channel, Evan, but I think this is an interesting enough news story I think you folks might like here as well. So news story here today I seen. Opened coffin after they heard knocking inside. Yes, you folks heard that correctly. And I don't remember who opened the coffin here again, but apparently there was a coffin that was brought down to the... I can't think of the name of it now. We'll call it the barbecue joint. Where they, incinerator. They brought the coffin down there. And then the people there heard knocking, and they went to open the coffin, and apparently I think it was a lady, if I remember correctly. The lady inside apparently obviously was not dead. That's a little scary, right, Owen? New fear unlocked. So again, folks want to join us on the live streams, there's a good story we can talk about. That is definitely an interesting one there, right, Owen? Like, whoa. Like, you want to know more of the story on that one. Like, how in the world did hospital, somebody, I don't know who would be responsible for that, but somehow ended up in a coffin. Turns out she wasn't dead. And then, yeah, they brought her down to be turned into ashes. And, cremated. There we go. Crematorium. That was the what I was looking for words, everyone. She was brought down to be cremated. And yeah, they opened up the coffin when they heard knocking. I don't know you folks, I'm not sure I'd be opening up the coffin. I've heard knocking coming from it, like, oh, yeah, I'm out. See ya. Speaking of opening things, I should probably open the pipe here because we need to be unloaded again. That's always the problem when I do this, Evan. I always forget to put the pipe out. This is probably half the reason why our auto drive doesn't unload us on the go. Time I put the pipe out, it's like, that's too late. If I would have put it out right away when we turned around, might have been in time, maybe. Hard to say, but possibly. Kind of all depends on how auto drive does at its maneuvering as well. Well, we'll see if we can load up some comments here a moment. See what you folks had to say here for last episode. A reminder again, always enjoy reading all your comments. So if you got something to say, throw it down below. Boy, so many buttons to push to get going here again. Turn the combine back on, lower the combine down, activate the steering, turn on your cruise control. Ooh, looks like we're down to one more pass, everyone. Starting off with the first comment here. Christopher was saying, good video. Keep it up. Hey, thank you very much for that. Dustin was saying, first comment. Hey, congratulations. Jake was saying, potato marathon. Yes, that was definitely a potato marathon there, one. And if I would have kept it as the one harvester, it would have probably gone really well. It's adding those other 3 harvesters that definitely complicated things, shall we say. I think there's actually bits and pieces out in the field that looks like they need to be harvested yet, I'm guessing. Yeah, oh well. Just to, again, where the opposing combines, the conveyor belts on them, just a little bit too long, and unfortunately they don't fold up, so they were getting in each other's way quite a bit. So we've got a pretty good piece along the edge here as well. The hired worker initially started this field here. I didn't take over till we were probably about, what, halfway through here or so. So yeah, like I said, the first part here was the hired worker. Oh, and that reminds me too, I was looking at the yield map down there. I wanted to look at the yield map. So a reminder again, when I forgot to water these fields here for the first, I think, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. I don't remember exactly what I won. But I forgot to water these fields here. And I'm looking at the yield data. And I was looking at this between episodes, everyone. Look at that. I mean, it's obviously not a solid 125 because there are some lighter areas in it. But solid 125%. So, I don't know, everyone, why bother watering your rice fields here? Apparently, you still get a solid 125. And then we're probably, what, 100? Yep, 100 there. And then 80? Nope, 90? 85. 90. Wow, okay. So 90, 100, and 125. I just turn those off. Oh, wait, not there we go, 90. Yeah, that pretty much blanks out the entire field, that one. So we are yielding really good according to the yield map, everyone. I am very curious to see if we are actually yielding good without actually like any comparison data. I don't actually know of one. Again, just going by the yield map. According to the yield map, we're not yielding any worse than we did last harvest. Which kind of surprising, given the fact that, like I said, I forgot to water the field here pretty much the entire growing season, so apparently it doesn't affect yield, according to the yield map. If anyone happens to have numbers on that, like, let me know, because I'm kind of curious. Like, if you don't water your rice field, like, what's the yield loss like? Because, yeah, again, according to the precision farming yield map, everyone, like, we're good. Which doesn't really make sense to me, but hey, whatever. I mean, if that's the case, why bother watering your rice field, right? Like, you still get 125% yield. Again, depending on the soil type, or 100%, or 90%. Again, depends on the soil type. Which, as I've mentioned, wouldn't mind seeing, like, maybe some more variability on that somehow, because, like, that's the sole thing that kind of determines your yield, right? Comes down to soil type. Like, so when you fertilize, you lime. I don't know, I guess you don't have to water, right? Assuming you fertilize and lime your field, and, maybe actually plant it. Yield's the same. We had a yield. Did we variable rate this field? I don't know if that... yeah, we do actually variable rate it. So, okay. Well, that's interesting. So, the seed rate on the highest yielding part of the field is actually low, huh? Because that's the 125% there, everyone. And that is the low seed rate. Interesting. I guess I really never paid attention to that before. Oh, looks like the cart's unloading again. So he's actually over there, so he's probably done unloading. Yep. Well, we'll get this unloaded up and sell the last bit of the rice here. And then we'll be ready to start our sugar beet harvest. not exactly sure where auto drive is going to go here, so I'll just kind of drive towards him roughly, and yeah, we'll figure it out. For those you wonder, by the way, I am simply using the field 20 course here for field 22. I never did bother recording an actual route here for these two fields. I just use field 20. Seems to work just fine, so something to keep in mind. You don't necessarily need an exact route for this exact field. You can just, use the neighboring field route. Oh, that was close. I'm like, oh, he's going to overshoot it. And in fairness, he just about did, but... Oh, he's going to back up. Oh, is he going to... can do that. Okay. If I just stayed right out there, bud, I mean, it was working. Now what? I think my best course of action is just to stay here. Don't move. Do not move. Oh, he's coming back around. There we go. Right in the middle. I like the looks of that a little better. Okay, there we go. And then we'll tell the cart to go drive the course here. That should tell him to go unload, and then once he's done unloading, we can tell the truck to go drive the course as well. And we might as well just, we'll just bring this over to the soybean field, that one. And then when the soybeans are ready, we'll be ready to start harvesting with the combine here, which again, like I said, maybe we won't get to the soybeans, unfortunately. We might be stuck harvesting sugar beets for the rest of the series here. We'll find out. See how quick the sugar beets are to harvest. I guess we could always buy a second sugar beet harvester. Although that probably falls kind of in the same category as the potatoes oven. One harvester works pretty good. Two harvesters, it might just, quadruple your problem. I'd say double, but I don't know that that's fair. And it's definitely with the potato harvesters there, too. As I mentioned in the last episode of it, we went from having 0 problems, like course play with one cart, one harvester, 0 problems. They were just making their way up and down the field, up and down, doing perfect. I'm like, wow, which is impressive if you ask me. And then we added, 3 more harvesters for a total of 4. And yeah, things definitely went downhill as far as problems. Yeah, most of those problems were due to the conveyor belts on the machines hanging out and getting in each other's way, but then also the grain carts kept, or the dump carts, I guess, right? The dump cart tractors kept quitting too for some reason. I don't know what was up with that, but they just turned themselves off. Which obviously weird, annoying, and don't know why I was doing that, but okay, there's our larger soybean field. We do have 2 more up by the farm there as well, but we're just going to park this combine here for now. Make sure I'm out of the way here. I know we got some routes going through here. We should be good, I think. So I didn't want to leave them off the field on the edge here, just in case we get in the way of auto drive. Let's see, you're done. Perfect. I'll turn you off. Means you're also done as well. We are then probably selling the last of the soybeans. Soybeans. The rice. If I can find... Did I tab past him? Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Oh, still hasn't loaded yet. He's got to sell them. Well, man, that seems like a pretty good spot to wrap it up here on this episode. We'll come back next episode. And like I said, I'm believing the sugar beets are going to be next, right? Let's see. Double check this here. Sugar beets. Because usually the soybeans are last, so sugar beets, yes. Sugar beets should be next. When soybeans, by the way. No, actually, soybeans might be next. Okay, so we might be able to harvest both sugar beets and soybeans then. That's good to see. But yeah, that'll be our next episode of it, so stay tuned for that. With that, thanks for watching. If you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and until next time.